Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Driven Wyld. Today we are talking about how did they block your Wi-Fi? Woman orders DoorDash at night. Now she's issuing a warning saying never do this with your Dasher. So every now and then we'll get a customer claiming that a Dasher or some sort of driver did something that made them feel uncomfortable. And while the headline doesn't really tell us a whole lot, this customer is now claiming that there is something you should never do with your Dasher, and it's kind of vague, to be honest. So with that said, we are talking about everything that is being said in this article, how it actually is for Doordash, UberEats, and Grubhub drivers and customers, and everything in between. So with that said, let's get started. A woman has a terrifying encounter with her DoorDash driver, and now puts out a PSA so it won't happen to others. In a TikTok with over 94,000 views, content creator Chanel at Chanelllita breaks down her experience watching her DoorDash driver try to break into her apartment after delivering her food to her doorstep. In the spirit of awareness and safety, she tells viewers why they should never open the door for DoorDash drivers. The things you do for content, huh? I'm going to leave our TikTok as well as her profile in the description so you can develop your own opinions on the subject. Quick heads up before we even continue on the subject. I am very well aware at this point that there are a lot of people on the internet who are just trying to make these videos for the purposes of attention and getting views, and DoorDash drivers and gig workers in general are kind of an easy target for that. But that said, I know a lot of people, and me already included, are already at the eye roll point that there's no way this is real. That doesn't change the fact that it has happened in the past. A lot of the times the driver is the victim. A lot of the times the customer is the victim. There's a fair amount of both. So I'm going to keep this as simple as possible. Try to understand that there may be truth to it. Regardless of whether this is true or not, just make sure you're looking out for your safety.
I look crazy right now, but I just had to come on here and say this. Just for awareness and for everyone to be safe, because the amount of people that message me on Snapchat saying they always open the door for their Dasher is crazy.
Oh, well, there's that already. I love how we start this off with the concept of fear-mongering, like meet at the door or leave at the door, like,
oh my god, you actually opened the door for your Dasher and treat him with respect like a human being? That's crazy.
She's already framing this in such a way to where we're criminals. This seems attention grabby right off the bat.
Ordered DoorDash tonight around like 10:20. It got here, and nothing too late, nothing too crazy, but I always hide behind this corner of like my wall by the front door, and I watch the Dasher put the food down, get back in their car, and leave my driveway. Then I open my door and grab my food.
Okay, but contactless delivery is normal for a lot of drivers. In fact, a lot of times I prefer it. Just let me take my picture and leave. So that's not totally out there, to be honest.
Night of all nights, I'm standing there hiding. I see my DoorDasher get out of the car, come to the front door, put the food down, take a picture. I hear somebody else get out of the car, come to the front door. They're speaking to each other in Spanish, so I don't even know what they were saying. And all of a sudden, the lady that was speaking to him starts trying to unlock my door.
Okay, let the record show so far, the lady is trying to unlock the door, not the guy. This isn't like, oh, male DoorDashers are evil. This isn't, oh, men are useless or anything that's usually associated with this. A lady who speaks primarily Spanish is trying to unlock the door. That's an interesting twist so far.
I literally see and hear her and the door clicking back and forth, and I hear the door shaking. I'm like, I'm watching the whole thing, you guys. When I tell you I froze. I was like, oh my gosh. So I texted the DoorDasher, and I was like, I see you on my Ring camera. You need to put down the food and leave immediately. When I tell you they sprinted off of my front door area, I can't even think right now. When I tell you they sprinted, got in the car and floored it out of my driveway.
Why would they assume that nobody is home? Like, really, have they put any thought into that at all? Like, they're ordering food because they're home at the moment, or they're on their way home. Why would you automatically assume they're not home simply because they're not there? And here's another thing to check the validity of this. You say you see her on your Ring camera. Where's the footage? Like, if it's on Ring, you should have footage of that, right? Apparently not.
I ran upstairs, checked my phone, or checked my mom's phone on the Ring camera. And you just have to be so careful because these people blocked our Wi-Fi. They blocked our Wi-Fi. They blocked our Ring. We have Ring cameras all around the house. They blocked every single Ring camera all around the house.
How would they have the ability to do that? And how were you able to see them on your Ring camera if they blocked your Wi-Fi? I'm calling cap on this whole thing. Like, holy crap, Wi-Fi jammers, but you could still use it for your phone? Like, what kind of stupid logic is this? Like, I feel like you're definitely making shit up at this point.
And the amount of people, friends and family that have messaged me like, oh my gosh, thank God you didn't open the door. I always open the door for my DoorDash driver when they get there is wild to me. Please, please, please be so careful. Double, triple check your locks. Don't ever open the door for anybody, not even a DoorDash or nobody.
Not for anybody. Not your mom, not your dad, not for the order you delivered on DoorDash or Amazon, not for any sort of attention that you received on TikTok, nothing.
I filed a police report, obviously. I just truly cannot believe this happened to me because I'm constantly watching videos like this because I'm so paranoid, but I just need everybody to be safe and be aware and realize the type of world we're living in. I can't.
So you filed a police report. That means you should have a corresponding paper that documents the report. Where is that? No camera footage, but your Wi-Fi was blocked because your Ring camera worked, but it didn't work because you could access it from your phone, but not your mom's phone, and a police report that you're not showing anybody. Yeah, this is just a story for views. In the video's caption, Chanel writes, "At DoorDash, I mean, this is insane," and their response is, "We will get back to you shortly." You know, I don't normally condone the callous responses by DoorDash, but honestly, I feel the same way. I don't believe that this is something they would do. Like, do I believe that it's possible? Sure. Wi-Fi jammers, robberies, those things do happen. Don't get it twisted, but there's so many holes in her story, it looks like Swiss cheese. Like, come on. Viewers weigh in. In the comments, users react to Chanel's encounter. "My biggest fears, I always put leave at my door and they insist on knocking and standing there waiting for me to open. I live alone, so I'm never opening the door for anyone. Glad you're safe, BB," one user wrote. I doubt that's actually the case. Like, unless they don't speak English and they don't know what they're reading or doing, I would be like, all right, you guys need to, like, do your job. Come on. You guys need to not pull this shit. Because a lot of drivers would be, take the photo at the door, walk away, and that's the end of it. This feels so contrived to where they would rather not think and take it at face value than actually read into the story. You need to report them to DoorDash and make sure that they don't do this to anyone else. Good that you filed a police report too. That is so scary, a second commenter shared. What do you mean they blocked your camera and Wi-Fi, a third person asked. Yet another responded, I am thinking they used a Wi-Fi jammer to block it. Okay, but then how would she be able to see it initially? How would she be able to claim that she sees you on the Ring camera and they run away? She couldn't see them on the Ring camera, or they didn't have a Wi-Fi jammer at all. Because if I had a Wi-Fi jammer and I'm trying to break in and someone says that, I'm like, no, you can't. I have a Wi-Fi jammer. You can't see me. There's no cameras on me. No, because that's nonsense. What is a Wi-Fi jammer? The use of Wi-Fi jammers in robberies and break-ins is increasing across the United States. Wi-Fi jammers disrupt wireless signals, rendering security cameras, alarms, and smart home systems useless against intruders. Cybersecurity expert Mark Lanternman told Minnesota-based KARE 11 11 that rather than disconnecting the devices that are connected to the Wi-Fi, jammers overwork them. These devices create traffic jams for the radio transmitter so that real traffic cannot get through, he says. But she could see that in order to watch them at the Ring camera, tell them that you're watching them and watch them run away as their Wi-Fi jammer is effectively working, but at the same time, they're afraid that they're being seen, even though they're not working. Okay. The Los Angeles Police Department also recommends hardwiring security systems. One way is to purchase surveillance devices that store camera footage directly to the device instead of a cloud storage system. This way, you'll still have footage saved to the camera in the event of a Wi-Fi disruption. When it comes to ordering DoorDash, both Chanel and users in her comments agree that the safest bet is to wait until the driver is left to retrieve your food. And in a lot of cases, drivers feel the same way. You think that the customer feels in danger. Why do we automatically make it sound like the driver is the dangerous one? We're the one going into areas that we don't really know about. With security cameras you guys don't have. Like, what's going on with this commentary here? How does DoorDash handle reported dashers? According to DoorDash's trust and safety procedures, when a driver is reported by a customer, the trust and safety team will investigate the incident to determine the best course of action. The reporting customer may receive communication from DoorDash confirming that the dasher has been blocked or will not be assigned to them in the future. In addition, other steps may be taken, including permanently removing users from the platform, but DoorDash may be unable to share specific outcomes with the customer. You know, usually, and I gotta give DoorDash a little credit for this, usually when these kind of stories pop out, DoorDash is quick to be like, all right, deactivate the driver and cover this up as effectively as possible. No, that's not happening here. Because now DoorDash is tired of making drivers the fall guy, when in reality, some idiots on the internet just want attention on social media and they're tired of other people ruining their lives. So good on them for standing on business in that way. This is my opinion. It's worth what you pay for it. None of you pay me. There you go. Honestly, reading through this whole thing, I think it's cap. There's no way you can see the driver trying to break into your place while simultaneously blocking the Wi-Fi when you see them on the Ring camera system. Like, pick a lane. Can you see them on the Ring camera system and you can see it through their Wi-Fi and that's why they ran away? Or did they use a Wi-Fi jammer and block your Ring cameras? Like, honestly, there's so many holes in this story. It's disgusting. But let's pretend for a second that there is a level of validity to it, because there is, on both the customer and the driver's side. Not this particular instance, but the overall concept that you don't know who's delivering your food and you don't know who your customer is. There are tons of stories online where people are playing the victim of the customer was pretending to be a girl and it was actually a guy, or the driver was doing something shady. Some is attention grabby, but it doesn't mean it doesn't happen. For drivers, I'd recommend having a dash cam, having a body cam, making sure that you're safe overall. Don't go into areas that are shifty overall. If it's a rough area, you don't need to work with them. It's okay to decline an order, even if it's well paying, going to an area that you don't feel safe in. Some people have, I'm going to say this as safely as possible, tools available to them for protection purposes. It goes against TOS in a lot of cases, but it doesn't change that you can potentially have something with that. And of course, the advice that they were giving earlier with having hardwire systems as opposed to wireless systems, so that way you can guarantee that the cameras will be active during those times. But that said, being a gig worker is more than just your physical safety, it's your financial safety as well, and the important aspect of making sure that you can stay in areas that are better for drivers as opposed to the shifty areas is diversifying your gig portfolio and developing an exit strategy, so that way you're never too dependent on gig work to where you feel like, all right, well, that order's well paying, I'm not getting anything else, why don't I go get that order for them? So making sure you have a diversified gig portfolio is not only a financially safe move, it's a physically safe move. And one of the ways you can accomplish that is utilizing the resources resources in the Driven Wyld Discord server. The Driven Wyld Discord community is exclusive for gig workers looking to expand their knowledge and expertise in their self-employment and entrepreneurial journeys. I've partnered with high-level professionals to bring you some of the most exclusive benefits based on your personal needs as a gig worker. Exclusive professional opportunities and gig postings, live streams with high-level professionals in our industry, educational systems designed to help you build your own dispatch company as well as other scalable opportunities. And by the way, Driven Wyld is kicking off their dispatching for beginners course on December 4th, and we are excited to be changing the game and transforming how businesses serve customers and how gig workers can get more opportunities. So whether you're a gig worker looking for more opportunities to earn or looking for an exit strategy because the gig economy is an income bridge to what would be a long-term goal and not the goal, and you would like to see something with more growth and scalability, there's something here for you. Check the link in the description to get started with making the most amount of money in the least amount of time and in the safest possible way. We are excited to be working with you to accomplish your financial goals. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. As always, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.